All right, we're back here. We've got Curse Black and Epsilon. Again, this is a loser's round matchup. The loser will be sent home. Curse Black playing earlier in the day against FaZe Red, which we all thought was going to be a 3-0 after the first two games. Actually, Curse Black, they lost 206-88 on an Octane domination. Were able to come back and fight to a Game 5 to win it, which brought them here in this matchup against Epsilon. Epsilon losing to TK, which ultimately sent them down to the loser's bracket, but it was a close matchup between TK and Epsilon. And this, we should be seeing a pretty good matchup between these two teams.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's Freight domination here, starting off in the best-of-5 series, so I got a lot of eyes on Mochila off the rip.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he's going to be sitting here kind of just getting a little points on A and then pushing up, but, you know, ARs on this game type, you know, sometimes we see the 4 subs, but in reality, I mean, when you pull out that AR, the other team has to make the switch and actually abide by it as well, or else they're just going to get dismantled. So.
Yeah, it's true. And Mochila actually was doing great earlier. He was consistent pretty much all 5 games in his match earlier. I think that's something you can attribute to his consistency, especially on LAN, as it's a slow start. And nobody, the first kill's being drawn there for the Curse squad.
Yeah, and I really think it's really more of Curse trying to figure out what to expect here from the members of Epsilon, but I was expecting Epsilon to at least charge into the middle of the map a little bit there.
Both teams kind of playing a little passive off the get-go. Now Mochila in a good spot, picks up 2 kills. Not able to get the third, as that was Tommy that picked it up, who switched over on board with Burns here. And they're just going to have to try to get a couple picks before they can make a B dom push here. Tommy trying to get some shots in, not able to connect, and that's going to be a player behind enemy lines that they've got to call out for. 2 Curse members are down as Josh is going to get taken out by Enable. Tommy trying to cap this solo B. A nade does come in. He picks up a great kill, and he should be able to pull this one out. Oh, right before he does, Tipsy hits him with a Semtex. So great stop by Curse.
Yeah, and you know, they're trying to solo cap this B this entire time.
Yeah, that was silly.
The one thing it is really important to point out here is that Epsilon is controlling red. As we saw from X Games, as soon as you lose red control, it is just all you wrote. I mean, you can dictate the spawns, you can dictate everything, so Epsilon knows how important it is, but it looks like Curse is actually going to be able to hop on this B flag here and possibly get it. And they do. So.
There they are. And it was Tipsy, too. Tipsy, the person that clutched it, knocking Epsilon off B, is also going to be contributing towards that cap, and he will get the point for it as well. As we jump on board with Epsilon in the eyes of Josh, it's going to be up to them to try to get back this B domination as he's looking in a bottom quarter. Shots being laid down, but not able to pick one up. Sees 2 down there now and not able to get either one, as Mochila is going to be able to connect and take out Josh.
Curse Black has complete map dominance right now. I mean, all of Epsilon is pushed all the way back behind the 50-yard line. I mean, they're barely even ahead of red. If you look at the minimap, they're just entering in it. That's not where you want to be. So Curse Black, great map presence so far. Absolutely.
They've been able to push back constantly. And as you can see, there's still players that are in Owens for Curse that are back there. So they got to address that. If you're Epsilon, you've got to take care of some of those players, knock them out, so you can get some map control yourself to make a B push here. Mochila sees 2 players there, going to try to get some shots down, does pick somebody up through the steps, and he saw somebody else push through here.
Oh, God.
And tries to do something sneaky there with the pistol, not able to do it, but he calls out that player, so it's going to be up to Enable to go out for him, and Enable is able to pick him up, so nice play. That's going to be 3 Epsilon players down, as Curse is continuing to have a great start here on Freight domination.
Yeah, and as you can just look at the minimap, I mean, now we're seeing Curse Black has complete control of red, and that means Epsilon's going to be spawning in the back depending on, you know, where they're positioned. So this is going to look ugly for them for the next 20 seconds or so. Or they can kill all 3. Yeah. That's always good too.
As we are going to jump on with Burns, Mochila's going to pick up a 2-piece, taking out both Jerd and Tommy. And this Curse squad here is going to grab the C Dom here. Burns getting a nice stop. And again, though, like, Epsilon's struggling to get things going at any point here.
Yeah, but, you know, they did get the spawn flip, so at least they have one home flag now.
That's true.
But, you know, there's only one guy in the middle of the map, which is going to be, I think it's...
They're going to get
Tipsy.
B here.
Yeah, well, Tipsy's on a flank. He's got 3 guys in front of him. He's going to be cleaned up, so we're going to jump on board here with Epsilon, as Swanee now is trying to throw down some heavy shots.
That was actually a nice play by Epsilon. It was a perfect execution to get on that B flag. Curse was kind of messing around over at the C flag to get that taken care of. And while that was happening, it was actually 3 Epsilon players that jumped on B, so by the time Curse could really react to it, Tipsy was at a disadvantage. They were able to take it back over, and with 58 seconds left in the first half, if they can hold on to that, that'll help out this deficit. However, it's Curse that's making another push back here, trying to take it. Josh getting a lot of shots here. He's going to get taken out. by Burns, and Curse trying to get that thing back.
Yeah, and you know, they didn't actually take away the lead too much there, but I mean, the nades coming left in from left field, right? And I mean, the big thing here for Curse, like, we're not seeing many trophy systems on B. So if you are Epsilon, you got to make that minor adjustment and just say, guys, look, we can throw a lot of grenades on B and kind of get them off it if we do get it.
It's true, and I don't think they really have made that adjustment. Epsilon holding B was pretty short-lived. They're trying to make one more shot at it. Tipsy wanting to stop it. They do grab it with 15 seconds left. So they'll get a couple points from this as well, being able to hold it. But they really needed that whole time, and even still, that's how quickly every time Epsilon goes and grabs B, Curse has an answer for getting it right back. So a great first half for Curse Black as they were able to go 84-68, and Tipsy's got to be fired up over that.
Can we just agree that was a very, very odd?
It was a very odd.
The beginning really threw me off. Like,
I kind of like blacked out in the first like 20 seconds. I'm like, what? No one's moving or doing anything.
Respawn.
Yeah, exactly. It felt very search and destroy-esque at the beginning of that game.
Well, I guess they do know what's on the line here. I mean, there's a lot of money on here, and this is a losers bracket round 2 matchup, so you want to either stay alive or go home, and I'm sure Epsilon does not want to go all the way back home with this.
Yeah, they didn't travel 14, 15 hours here to get knocked out. I mean, they are focused. Mochilla trying to get some shots here from Pipes. He is able to pick up one, but he does not see that other player there that's on the top. Finally does as he peeks his head up. That's going to be Jerd. Jerd was able to get a kill, but not after he gets taken out. And Mochilla just continuing to rock out with the AR up here, and he's looking good as he's picking up kill after kill. Try to get through there. He ran out of shots, and he hit him with the pistol. Mochilla, a great start there on Pipes to keep things going. And they don't have to play too aggressive. They just got to set up, get some shots in before they go into B, and they're doing just that as Burns is going to get taken out by Jerd. Jerd's going to try to get behind enemy lines, and he does as he was able to take out another player, gets a trophy system out there, and they're just trying to neutralize it, but he wasn't able to do that. But nice play out of Epsilon.
Well, this should give them B, assuming that they win a couple gunfights here. Tommy has a couple guys pushing out of red, gets hit markers, no shot, but it was a really, really good play. I mean, they saw the opening through red, they pushed through, neutralized the home flag. Good play out of Epsilon, but they really need to get on B. I mean, 3 minutes and 45 seconds, so they don't have to worry too much, but you got to say, you got to get these easy points.
Yeah, absolutely. 3 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock here in the game. Curse is about to hit the 100-point mark. Epsilon does have control of B. This is what they need. However, in the first half, they were struggling to hold on to it for very long, as every time they did get a B flag, it was short-lived as Curse was able to take it back. This time, it seems like they've got a little bit of a tighter setup here on the B flag.
Yep, Josh got one. Can he make it 2? He does not. He's going to be taken down. And notice how they're just going to continuously flood red throughout this entire time. As long as they can control red just a little bit, this gives Tommy the ability to kind of come from behind. He can push Owens, or he can go for the neutral. It's an amazing play, but Curse Black goes, you know what? Screw it. We're going for their home flag.
Yep. Sometimes you just have to make that decision. As Curse, again, with that powerful start, Epsilon been holding this flag down for a good amount of time, 108 to 101. You know, they're about 30 seconds, 45 seconds from being right where they need to be in this game. As we jump on board the Epsilon squad in the eyes of Jerd, he's going to pick up a nice kill there on Burns. And again, you know, Curse, who had such an answer to get on this B flag, have seemed perplexed to do anything strategically to knock down these Epsilon players and jump on it.
Well, I mean, they're all spread out over the map. I mean, you just look at the minimap. They're kind of getting like the split spawn in the back, so they need to just decide as a team where to go. It doesn't have to be any strategic. Just say, okay, guys, we're all pushing Owens right now. But until that happens, I mean, this is very not so good for them. But just as I say that, 3 members go down for Epsilon. Burns hops on the flag.
And they got it.
That's huge. And now they're going to push out crates, which means they are going to basically have their way with Epsilon, which is going to be awesome to watch.
Which is just as Epsilon was about to tie it up and rather take the lead, Curse was able to come in and swoop in and grab that B flag. That was a huge stop there. All of the players jumping on it. Staying on with Burns. They've got good map positioning over here. He's trying to pick up anybody that's going to come around off the A spawn. But it looks like somebody's coming in on crates. He's not even going to see them behind him.
Oh, well, he luckily did shoot. So. Yeah. But look at this. This is a perfect position for Burns. In comes the Semtex, and his teammate takes out one, and now he can kind of do whatever he wants. But notice how he didn't push up too far. He doesn't want them to have to flip. He just wants them to stay at A, and this is a great play by Burns, but now they got to get B.
And they shut it down there and not able to pull B back. B was just neutralized. They can live with that with a 9-point lead, but they certainly don't want to give that B flag up with 1 minute and 20 seconds left. That's still enough time on the clock for the Epsilon squad to come back if they can pull this one out, but they're okay with the neutralization. However, Curse starting to make a move to try to take that B flag so they can secure their fate here in game number 1.
That 2 cents from Mochilla is just like a laser beam. I think he's one of the only players to actually play at the top level at a 2 cents, but my God, dude, he is like a turret. It just sucks because you can't really get on people quick. Like,
no,
you're never going to turn on
Yeah, exactly. You're never going to turn on somebody. That is one of the sacrifices you have to make on a 2 cent, but with that long distance shot, you can rock muzzle brake on there with a red dot, never even have to use a grip on any of your guns. So it has its perks. I've seen people use it. I've been interested in applying it myself at some point. We'll see.
Yeah, well, Josh hops up. He hears the call. There's a guy far left. He's going to call that out to his team, and then he's going to get knifed. And Burns and Mochilla, 28 and 18 with 3 caps. Mochilla, 30 and 18. 25 seconds left here. They're going to need a 3 cap here, and they're getting ready to push it here. So we're going to jump on board with the members of Epsilon as they are going to be going straight through. We're on board with Tommy as he's going to be pushing right through the middle lane.
The neutral at the home base that's all they really needed to do. Burns was smart enough, had the heads up, knowing that they were going to go for the 3 cap and push C, that he just neutralized A, and Tipsy had it. He had it locked down anyway. So although Epsilon made a valiant effort to try to come back in it, it's going to be Curse Black that wins game number 1.
Which is important.
Which is very
everyone
important.
I've talked to, especially your buddy Diesel.
Yes.
Diesel. He said, I think if Epsilon takes this game 1, they win no matter what.
Yeah.
Because he's expecting them to win the search and destroy as well.
Curse Black or Epsilon? You mean?
Epsilon.
Yeah, and since they didn't, it's going to be tough.
It should be tough. You know, I got my eyes on Jerd. I remember Jerd from Gfinity too.
Yeah, Jerd's
Jerd's
a very beastly slayer. Swanee stepped it up. He was struggling in domination when I was watching him against that TK team. And likewise, Curse earlier today didn't have a great domination game going, so very tight. But let's see how this search and destroy game is going to go down. Any predictions before we go to a break for game number 2?
I think I'm going to say Epsilon 6-4.
I
think they got it.
Yeah.
My main reason why is just because I don't trust Tipsy enough to be consistent as well as Enable and Search.
All right, well, we'll find out after this quick commercial break when we jump back into game number 2.